we've got ourselves a new toy. For the first time, I think in any YouTube channel, it's going to be showing an unboxing video for Harbor Freight's Icon's newest smoke machine. This hasn't even come out in stores yet. Truth be told, they sent this out to me, and I don't know what I'm going to find. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but you guys are going to get my take on it. I am a full-time automotive technician, for those of you who are wondering, and I use smoke testers nearly every day, especially with European vehicles. We see a lot of vacuum leaks and whatnot. So this tape came like that. I didn't tape it up. I don't know what's in it. I would imagine it's what's up here, but I haven't. This was not my tape. This is how it came in. This is how it was shipped. It looks like they're saving money on the packaging, which is pretty cool. It's fine with me. I don't care. And let's dig right in. Open this sucker up. First thing we see is the first thing we throw away is the owner's manual. It looks like we have a case for something here. Yeah, you guys can read the manual online. Usually Harbor Freight tends to put PDFs online for everybody to be able to download. We've got the case, nice little blow molded case right here. A simple case. And these, that's pretty nice. That's a nice touch right there that it comes with one of these inflatable bags. It smells very strong, very new. But these things are usually over 150 from Redline, so it's nice to see that it has it. I'm gonna pump it up. We're gonna leave it sealed, just sitting there, just to make sure that it stays sealed. Got a little cone going on. We've got a flashlight. This is not one of the flashlights that I've seen at the stores. And don't forget, you got a little compartment down here for the charger. So you don't want to forget the charger. And I'm just gonna adjust my camera so you guys can see this a little better. So this flashlight, I have not seen this in the stores. I've seen something like it, which I do have one, and that's their blue ion thing going on here, but this one's beefier, and it's got the typical, it's got a yellow light. And it twists, which this one does not. So it has a little twist going on. That's pretty cool. Let's see if there's any adjustments we can make if I hold it. Nothing happens when I hold it. You press that button anytime and it's gonna be on or off. It does have a magnetic base, which you guys can't see now anymore because I adjusted my camera. They got a ton of plugs here. Nice little assortment, always good to have. Every smoke machine should come with a set. We've got a nice beefy hook. And some Schrader valve tools. And we got the smoke fluid. This is what you use to let the smoke out. Alright, we're gonna close this up. I might end up using this case for something else now that I'm like collecting cases for other stuff, like programmers and whatnot. Now for the moment of truth. I want to see this smoke machine. A lot of bubble wrapping. I'm not complaining. I could use that for later. And I'm gonna carefully remove it. Oh, very nice. Nice all metal construction from what I could tell. Let me get this box out of the way. All right. That is pretty heavy, but I like it. It feels kind of like an industrial quality, which I know there's going to be a lot of flack. Harbor Freight, Icon. For me, if you guys know any of my past videos, you know that I buy Harbor Freight stuff. Because the way I see it is, you gotta get your money's worth. We've got our fill and a level indicator. We're gonna fill this sucker up. And this thing's fully sealed, so we're gonna see the smoke. Gonna let the smoke out. Let the smoke out is an inside joke in the automotive industry where someone will inadvertently blow a module and let the smoke out of it. Hence, let the smoke out. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this sucker up. Do not overfill. That's the first thing I always do. There's no level indicator. Whoops, sorry guys. There's no level indicator on here like some other smoke machines, so that's why they have the dipstick thing going on. I don't know how much it's gonna take. I don't want to put too much either. They probably tell us whether we're supposed to tighten the dipstick or not. From everything I've seen, every dipstick I ever had, you don't usually tighten it all the way. So, in the name of science, I'm just gonna read to make sure whether that dipstick goes all the way in or not during the fill level check. And yes, do not overfill the fluid at small amounts. Screw the fluid filled dipstick all the way in, then unscrew it to check the fluid level. Alright. It says it takes about 60 milliliters, and each one of these are 60 milliliters, so I should be able to put this whole bottle in and call it a day. So I'm gonna trust the specification of the manual and fill that sucker up all the way in. That is why they give you 2 bottles, one for the initial fill and one for the refill. And the first bottle is emptied out. I'm gonna let it kind of drain in a bit. And I do like that they have the leak size indicator. This is very important for evap emissions testing, smoke testing. So I also would like to know if this has a regulated output, because a lot of evap systems will require no more than 0.5 psi. So anything more than that, you can damage a valve or a sensor. And as for this, the 0.010 inches of the 10,000ths of an inch of a leak is usually, anything below that usually will not set a light. And then I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm not Bernie Thompson, but one of these numbers will set off the small leak code, and anything past the 0.4, the 40,000ths of an inch leak will cause the large evap code. So evap leak code. So I really like this. They've got it has a built-in little belt kind of to hold it down. I do that with all of my smoke machines. I like to have that going on. Now keep in mind, this is a system that requires compressed air. They already have one of the fittings that are normal in the automotive industry, but this one is not the one that I use typically. So just keep that in mind. I may put a clamp on this just for me, not that it's necessary. And we have a non-serviceable 12-volt input lead here. Would have been nice if that was, you know, banana jacks or whatever, anything really, to be able to service and or modify our clamps. These look like pretty good clamps, I'll tell you that much. Not a huge deal at all. It's just one minor thing that I would like. But this is the first generation of its kind, so there's plenty of room for improvement. And I'm sure they will improve it as we go. I'm going to check this level. And the entire dipstick is still wet. You're going to have to wait a while in order to really know the level of this thing. But then again, I am trusting the owner's manual and its specification of 60 milliliters for the reservoir. So I'll probably check that later. Now as for the output, this is the output knob here. I'm going towards the minus all the way just to kind of close it down. and then leave it just a little bit open to not give it deadhead pressure. And let's see what kind of output this thing has. I gotta give it 12 volts. Alright, so we got a jump starter here. And I'm gonna hook this sucker up. I do like that they give enough slack. They already have like a built-in kind of limiter for this, and it's enough slack to get most of the jobs done. Usually batteries, you'd be surprised, sometimes there's no access to one of the terminals, and it's nice to have leads that spread apart enough, which I can't say the same for other smoke machines without damaging it, at least. I already hear a fan blowing on it. I haven't turned it on. There's no master switch that I saw. And yeah, you're not going to want to keep this around the area of your leak because your fan will be on. Not a big deal. I mean, there's other smoke machines that do have fans as well. But yeah, let's go get some compressed air in here. So as mentioned earlier, this is not the correct adapter that I use. It's actually this one here. They don't give us anything to hold on to, so at the risk of completely foobarring this thing, I'm just gonna try to change it. And it's pretty sturdy, I gotta tell you. It did not feel like I was exerting any excessive pressure on anything. Came off relatively easy. There's some Teflon sealant on there. I'm not gonna put it this time. I'll do that off camera some other time. And we are in. Gonna go ahead and give it air. I don't hear any leaks. Let's go ahead and start this thing. Now, I didn't hear anything come on. Let me make sure we're doing this right. And we are. I didn't hear anything come on. That is whisper quiet, like nothing really changed. Now, I like the output. I like the output a lot. Let's see how this does. Perfect leak seal, perfect seal, shows us up on the ball. Any little movement, and we do get a good reaction out of that ball. Hopefully that stays nice and smooth. Now I can't tell how much output I'm giving out. I can only guide myself visually by the smoke output. I wonder how much this thing is putting out completely. So I was looking around the shop looking for some kind of a gauge that would work well in measuring the output of this thing, and I couldn't find one. So I figured, why not use my transducer? This is what we use for maximum accuracy. And I'm gonna completely open this thing and see how much pressure comes out. It is going up and down, oscillating, but we got about between 0.5 and 0.7 psi, which is what I like to see coming out of these things, because otherwise you will cause more issues than you resolve with it. Is there a time and place for more pressure? Absolutely. Intercooler systems, turbocharged systems, but that's why I got a different machine for this. This is what would be. This is going to be my go-to for high accuracy evap system testing. I'm not going to put this on an intercooler system. I mean, I could, but for me personally, this is going to be my no risk 0.5 regulated output smoke machine for evap systems. Otherwise, I would get something that's dedicated for turbocharged systems. So if anybody was wondering, this is evap system friendly, or safe, I should say, and I wouldn't worry about it too much. That was with this knob completely put out, completely open. Now obviously we're gonna get the same results, but much slower. We go ahead and hit the smoke, put that on there, and let's go see the waveform. So you can see a very short climb, a slow climb. This line right here, that line right there is 0.5. It still hasn't gotten there. It's a fully sealed system. There's plenty of time between from the time that it starts building pressure to the time it reaches 0.5 psi on a very short hose. I think this is pretty safe for evap systems, I would say so. I won't have anything else to say about it right this second with this video. I am impressed with the quality of it. I think it is a very well built unit. It will take a beating, and it's not bad for the first generation that I can see. I like what I see. I love aftermarket tooling competition because, you know, we all benefit from it. So it's nice to see. Considering, you got to keep in mind, fellas, when I started the automotive industry, the smoke machines was no less than $1,200-1,500 for a smoke machine, unless you built one yourself like I did. There was no other choice. You had no other choice. So it is nice to see at this price range a evap friendly system. Thank you all for taking the time to watch. Appreciate you. If you like what you see, go check them out in the stores. They should be coming out in stores in the beginning of February. It's not out there yet. Don't go right now unless it's February 1st or later, 2024. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. Take care.